Boy, do I have an interesting game for you. I say that literally every time, and there's probably a title saying something like, oh, watch out for Thresh Top's late game, or Thresh decimates everyone, or Gwen matchup sucks into Thresh, or any of these could be the title, I don't know. The point is, you're here watching a replay of Thresh Top, and you've already seen the KDA, because there's no way I'm not putting that in the thumbnail. Here we have a nice respectful little fight between the Gweneret and a Gwen Top, where we both say good luck, have fun. And that's about where niceties end. Going into the game, we have Jungle Zed versus AP Jungle Shaco. We can see that he's AP from the start, at least we can guess it, because he has Dark Harvest instead of Hail Blades, I think AD takes. They also have Mundo mid, which is interesting, and Gwen top, with a Xayah bot and another AP in Xerath bot. Support. Same thing, basically, at this point. I'm not sure exactly what he's supporting with all that damage. Anyway. So, I guess I should explain how laning Thresh Top happens, because, let's be honest, I speed through it all the time because I'm like, wow, this is boring, we've seen it 1,000 times. Could well be your first video. I don't know. And how many times does someone explain how to play Thresh Top, right? First of all, if you want proper, like, detailed things, I recommend watching kind of all of those, like, professional coaching videos or whatever. Any kind of explained video of someone playing something like Quinn top, Gnar top, you know, even Vayne top, you know, range top laners, because that's what Thresh is, even though he's pretty low range. I'd even say he has lower range than Gnar, which, while strictly not true, Gnar does have his Q with no mana cost and much more mobility. So, anyway, we missed a whole bunch of explaining here. Gwen ironically hates ranged matchups. Even though she has her W has like a 20-second cooldown and he has 4 seconds and can be easily played around. So we're smacking her and going into the bush to drop the minion aggro when we can. And that stacks lethal tempo. If you have lethal tempo, you can use it to get even more DPS. I swear we missed that cannon there. Yes, we did. And then you can attack from even greater range and you pressure them even further. Now I ghost here, which I thought was a mistake, but then Zed goes in for it, which I fucking love. So we do a little multitasking here. Apparently my lantern doesn't render properly, but yeah, Q onto Gwen, W onto Zed to keep him alive, and then we take the kill on the Gwen as well now that the hook has hit. Because she doesn't have W, we can totally land this hook easily. I say easily, with some prediction and some luck, because someone can always move in a way that you did not predict, no matter how you predicted, no matter how good you are at predicting. That can always happen. Anyway, we had a choice here because our first item was Wit's End. And then what builds into Wit's End? Null Magic Mantle, Half-Bound Axe, Pickaxe. Half-Bound Axe is built from long swords, or long sword and Null Magic Mantle. So, sorry, and dagger, and a dagger. So we have a choice between these 3 items that we can afford, and we go with the Null Magic because Thresh has plenty of built-in damage, especially for this kind of matchup. Living longer means that you get more DPS, which is a bit more important in a matchup like this. Because we can control Gwen very well with just distance, range, and flay. As long as we have these 3 things, or at least one of these 3 things, we can beat her in a fight. So all she's got on us are kind of surprise E autos and EQs, which will be reduced by Null Magic Mantle, and then we have pretty much endless DPS as long as she's within our range. As you can see, it's a little tricky to last hit, but that is actually a skill issue. And at level 5, which we're about to hit, it'll become a little easier to secure these kind of casters under the tower. Because then you can just kind of use your E charge up and then get that. For lane control, we want to keep the lane here at all times, as pretty much all the time, which can be kind of bad as far as kind of priority goes, but really good as far as everything else goes, because let's be honest, junglers never gank top. This jungle Zed is very strange. Like Shaco, he didn't come top once, never saw him for most of the game. Whereas our Zed, he's a freak. Who ganks top these days? You can see we go for an auto when her cannon's getting low. My cannon was also getting low, but that's okay. So she goes for it, and we get a free hit on her, but she had bone plating, so it's quite reduced. But now that's gone, now we can attack her again if we want to. And we are free to attack her because we have so many casters in this kind of big wave that we're free to attack her if she attacks us back, especially with an auto attack. She will take a round at least of caster attacks, and casters do hit quite hard, especially in the early game. Zed got rid of her, I believe, control ward, or just her ward. and that alarmed her and she backed off. So we're continuing this kind of slow push until maybe we'll consider hard pushing. As you can see, we're hitting the casters first, because if you kill the melees, that causes your minions to move, and when your minions move, they stop doing DPS. If they're not doing DPS, you're not pushing as fast as you can. So always do casters first when you're trying to push. Nice. Zaraf dies bot lane. Let's look at the rest of the game now, whilst we're just standing here in case we need XP range. We're also kind of out of view. We're not in view on the minimap, so the jungler doesn't get a... You know, they're not super interested in how pushed up we are, because it looks like we've recalled or something. So we never want to be in this particular position. But it's a little safer because we do know that Shaco was just around kind of dragon side-ish. But either way, we're going to back up anyway because we don't want to take the Gwen all in. We don't want to be caught without a flay. We don't, you know, we can back off so long as we have 1, range, and 2, flay. If we have flay, then her engage is completely countered. And if we have range, then she has to make the dash in the first place or even be out of range of that. If they don't, sorry, if Gwen does EW to kind of juke your flay out, then that's why you can be rewarded for patience. Then it's fine because those resources are worth way more than your flay, but they can lead to your death if she's level 6, and you have to be careful of that, which is why you play with range a lot. Here we get a little bit too close to Gwen. We take a lot more damage than we want to because it's pretty hard to dodge her ultimate at close range. It's really easy to dodge her Q at close range, but her ultimate's a different story. Now, because there is a Shaco in the game, we're going to go ahead, leave the wave there. We probably could have done without that last little cheeky auto attack, but it's fine. It's in the middle. It's fine enough. We were going to get half-hand axe, and you can see we didn't. We got Berserker's Greaves because tier 2 boots are really freaking good in this game. For Thresh or anyone else in the top lane, that move speed helps you traverse this very long lane much quicker, helps us juke out Gwen's Q, because remember, against Gwen, if you're not in the center, that Q does fucking no damage whatsoever. I demonetized this video immediately. Oh well, who cares? This channel's not monetized anyway. Not yet. So, after pushing, we take some time to ward. You don't actually have to do that, but because there's a nice little gank opportunity here, we see that because Dragon was just taken and Mundo's walking up, there's a chance that we can get this, that Shaco's going to gank mid, and then we're going to get him with the counter gank, just because we were coming down to ward, and we saw this opportunity. I'm going to throw a lantern out, and it does phase her for a second. She casts W, as you can see, but then she's like, hang on a minute. That's a fake, and she actually guessed the fake lantern, or was just aggressive enough anyway to think, yeah, I'll hit this Thresh. Because I didn't break the lantern when I approached her, she just kind of guessed, yeah, there's no one with you, dude. It's funny when that works. As you can see, Shaco going down to mid. Get lots of warning for our Vlad, but I don't think Vlad cares. Yeah, Vlad players are just built different these days. Gonna give her some autos. We're actually gonna walk into it, and as you can see, we just dodge that. And as soon as she hits that first ult, we're like, nope, we're out of here. We're gonna Q. Unfortunately, we queued right in the timing for her ultimates. Kind of ultimate cooldown. But as long as we can juke it out and dodge it, that's why the tier 2s are so good, why the flay is so good. We're fine. Anyway, we've got AD and we have half-hand axe. We're gonna go ahead double Q to kind of freak her out a little bit. As if we're going to fight. To be fair, we would win a fight with her now that she doesn't have ultimate. Traveler. We got to turn it off, but thank you for the follow. Dexuo, even though I'm not live. Fuck it, we'll leave it in. Anyone who follows gets a shout out. And then we get to freeze it here. Because there were 4 minions, now one of them was a cannon, so it's worth slightly more. We can hold the wave here at this point, because remember, minions come closer. Look at the minimap with my cursor. Minions will come closer from your side, and if they start fighting from here, then you're getting reinforcements faster, and that means that you're going to be doing more damage, and your wave is going to automatically push even if you did nothing. So if we have a few minions, usually about 4, to counterbalance it from the enemy side when you're here, this will cause it to freeze here. Does that make sense? I hope it does. If it doesn't, go look up a guide, because there are plenty of like coaches and master and above players who will tell you about it with much better time and words. What Gwen shouldn't do, you can see what she might be trying to do is hard push it so it crashes, but because I'm pretty confident I can just win the fight with her, so I can just like tank the wave here. Slightly disadvantageous for me, that's fine. She's gonna pop her Q, her W. And then again, we can just keep exhausting her E, which she uses to escape. We can exhaust her W, which she uses to dodge. And eventually just start winning in a long-term battle of attrition, because we have magic resist, she does not, leeching lair does fuck all, and this Q that she did not dodge will spell her doom. You see that we wait for the Q to hit before we press R. Sometimes in some clips and in some games you'll see me press R ahead of time because I'm so sure it's going to hit. Don't do that, no matter how cool it looks. You know, the looks is that kind of they shoot a Q and then they immediately E an ultimate before the Q even lands, and then they look so stupid when it hits no one. Yeah, same deal. Don't do that. Oh, my mouse wheel doesn't work. Steel Series mice, I swear. Marketable. Anyway, with knowledge that the enemy is not here and that Shaco isn't too close, we can go ahead and push this wave, but we aren't going to push the tower because Gwen will be back. If I was paying more attention, I would have noticed that Shaco died. I didn't notice that Shaco died. I thought he was going to kill me. Anyway, we got Wit's End. Wit's End is a really good item on Thresh. It's not the greatest item overall in general right now in this meta of ours. Everyone has magic resist. Everyone in the durability update got so much more tanky. And that means flat damage like Wit's End gets a bit weaker. However, it just is such a good fit for this game with 4 out of 5 APs on the enemy. It's such a good fit for Thresh because it gives AD for the burst, gives on hit for your sustain damage, gives attack speed for your sustain damage, and it gives magic resist, which as a range champion you have fuck all, you have none. Even though everyone got more magic resist, Thresh included. When it comes to burst, sustain damage, like, you know, Gwen, this Shaco, yeah, whoever, it's gonna hurt, and you do need some magic resist. Not everyone builds Void Staff quite quickly, especially bruisers like Gwen. And apparently not Shaco either, so the magic resist is very valuable, and with so many characters having percentage damage, you know, Zed's got percentage damage in this game, Gwen is entirely based around it. She's gonna get killed by the Ooga Booga combo right now, by the way. That's why you wait for the Q to hit, so you can be like, okay, you're dead. And then that's actually the premise of AP Thresh, but as you can tell, it's a little more hard focused on that combo, which makes it more unreliable and inconsistent. I think, does Vlad have percentage damage? I don't think he does actually. He might do. He's a hyper scaling champion in any case, just shit tons of damage, whatever type it is. Nyla, I think, has some level of max health damage or current health damage. Seraphine does not, she's a support. Gwen does. Shaco does not, but he hurts. Mundo does have current health damage. Xayah does not. And your boy in bot lane there could build a Leandries if he so wanted, but they probably won't. They'll build a Ludens. In any case, and there's also Blade Rune King, don't forget that. Leandries Torment, as just mentioned, and Demonic Embrace. There's so many ways of dealing damage at scales of health. So because we have Teleport active, and we know that Gwen is a little bit scared in the top lane, and she also likes to roam for some reason, we're going to just push this bot lane. Now look at the game right now. 0-4 Gwen, so I'm 6-0, we're doing great. And then we have 10-1 Xayah. Who's the problem here? Who can we deal with as a bruiser tank kind of guy who does lots of flat damage, lots of burst with his 200% AD ratio, and decent sustain damage with free armor? We have 127 armor by default, and as fed as she is, she ain't building Last Whisper second, or Lord Dominic second. We deal with Xayah. That's our job. Thresh is really good at dealing with marksmen. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead. Now Zed is trying to hold off the other guys that were coming down. That's fine. I was planning to just kill them if they came down. Ooh, edgy, I know. So I just focused down the tower with the team. Their support was not here for some reason. And we're not going to run away after one tower. No, I want this Xayah dead. So we're just kind of hanging out, looking for an opportunity. We see team is kind of going back in. Zed's done some shenanigans, because he can do that. And Xerath is dead. He was quite low health anyway, so he's probably really easy pickings. Gonna walk up. Now here's where appearances can be really freaking deceiving. My mic's on, right? My mic is on, right? My mic... I always have that freak out moment. Right? Am I muted? Am I muted? No, good. So... yeah. That's blue. So they have vision of all this. They can see all this. But I'm a helpless Thresh. I'm a support. What am I going to do in retaliate? Even as a support Thresh in this situation, you do not fucking attack me here. Okay? What does Zaya do? She gets that free little auto attack on the Thresh who's just in their range. I don't know why AD carries do this. Why do mages do it? Why do Luxes and Morganas love doing this? They're just like, oh, there's a person. They're near my range. I'm going to walk up and I'm going to attack them. Even if we're in full retreat, I will do it. There's no point in doing it. We're not going to re-engage when trying to disengage. But I will throw my freaking pointless projectile for no fucking reason. And risk death. You've seen this hit Gwen already. A little bit of an Ooga Booga combo. As you can see, it's, the box hasn't hit yet. Has it? I don't actually know. Anyway, she's exhausted. She's stunned by... she's completely CC chained. Nothing she can do. And also, all our team that were up there, they're now here. You're dead. That's a huge shutdown. And I got it. And if you think, wow, Thresh for a shutdown, that's terrible, just remember what mess we're in. Not only can we, yes, build things like Blade Rune King and damage items and scale, being a tank is really freaking good right now. Despite the percentage damage, despite, you know, penetration. Because everyone... I don't even know how to explain it anymore. Being tanky is really good in this game right now. Because whereas everyone else has to build penetration and shit, you just build tanky and you're just saying, I'll live longer than you. Fuck you. And that's how you win. Anyway, we're a little overzealous here. Definitely shouldn't have flayed him towards me. Because they got backup as well when he ulted. Luckily, we're able to get out of there. I don't know why I paused. And out we go. Gonna take that recall. 7-0-1. First assist of the game at 20 minutes. Game is currently 23-16. Sorry if I sound a bit nasal. It's time to get slightly... It's quite late. Getting slightly stuffy. But we're already recording and I can't change... I don't know how I changed that. Do have a cup of tea. Don't mind me, we're just split pushing top lane. There's nothing to comment on. Yes, there is. Gwen is begging for fucking help. As our team chases into our jungle. Shaco 1-7 now. My god. How did they get so many dragons? So the enemy team is going for the dragon. Zed is going to go check it out, but they're able to get it without Shaco quickly enough because Zed was in his red side jungle. We're just kind of hanging out. Sometimes we hover this recall. Just like, you know, just in case. Here's the Ooga Booga again. She's so slowed by the box and then the flay, and we let that CC kind of hang out as long as it can so we get the most value out of it. And you can see there, we walked up with her W when she was approaching the border, so we would still be able to attack her. Her W is not that strong, guys. Like, remember when people complain the crap out of it? Gwen is immune. I don't think people do anymore. I understand why you'd be really frustrated playing like Lux and Morgana, but these days I definitely hate Lux and Morgana way more. Just saying. 8-0 now. So here's our Jack Show the protein. Now, you might have seen lots of good builds usually go some kind of AD jungler, Ravenous Hydra, just really heavy AD item, right? Really squishy item. What do they pair it with? Jack Show the protein. This item is dumb. It's so stupid. Look at its stats. It's just you are a tank now. You buy this, you are a tank. It was kind of the same case with the old Sunfire, but I feel like this is stronger somehow. Doesn't do as much damage. It's just so stupid tanky. And the armor and magic resist you get? Crazy. Like, this is a one item magic resist solution for someone like Thresh, and now we have the Wit's End as well, and we're just, we're going crazy. Next we're going for Titanic Hydra for that damage. Now here's where we were just feeling ourselves. I don't know, the music I was listening to got freaking crazy. So I tried to save him and hook onto the enemy at the same time. You can see I'm backing up, but then nope, that's a Zaya. I want her dead. Gonna hit them with a flay, hit them with a box combo. We're kind of staying out of the range of the Dr. Mundo there. And I'm just kind of gonna walk around and kill Zaya. Look how little damage she did to us. We have 200 armor. We bought no armor. Okay, we got Jack Show. But, you know, that's fine. And we're just kind of... we're BMing a little bit. Just sitting on the range. Not to throw pointless Morgana W's. W? Which one's Black Shield? I don't know. The oil. I don't know which one's which. I don't play that champion. Yeah, we're laughing at max range. That's what I endanger myself for, not skill shots. Anyway, because we saw them all walking here, I'm going to look for this Zeraf, who looks like he's on his own, so I'm going to walk up, and you see he's walking up to Baron, and then it's like, oh, there's a Gwen. Okay, sure, I'm going to walk away. But you see how tanky we are with the damn Jack Show? Honestly, I could have probably queued in on this and done good. I would have stopped their Baron anyway. As you can see, Shaco was coming up. We knew Shaco was here because if they're on Baron, he must be. Gonna go ahead and check it. Knowing that my team is over here and they're coming over. Oh, and Cloud's Rift as well. Is it Cloud? No, it's Hextech. And Chemtech. Gonna go here, and that's a blind hook on him because... And let me explain blind hooks around like corners and stuff. So if someone, let's say, was walking in a straight line and you knew they were going to this bush or the crab or something, then if you know their move speed, you can roughly predict along this line where they're gonna go. So what happens when someone's like curving? Well, normally when someone curves, I hope you can see my mouse in the recording, it looks like you can. Let's say someone is here and they want to go up to here, or they want to go to Raptors without jumping anywhere. So they're gonna... The pathing is going to take them along the shortest route, which is going to go as close to this corner as possible. And that's how you can kind of start predicting their movement ahead of time. Here, we saw Xerath was shooting here, and we know he's going to kind of naturally hug this wall and then go like that. That's why we hooked around here. And then you have to take into account what if he's going to throw a skill shot, what if he's going to charge a Q, which slows him down. His skill shots both kind of root him, you know, for the cast animation. If you take all that into account, that's how you do blind hooks. Should you rely on them? If you have a better alternative? Fuck no. Is it stylish? Yes. But if you have the opportunity, this is why so many times, back when I used to run Flash, you'd see me do like a Flash E instead of a Q. And I got so much shit for it. People were like, you fucking idiot, why just hook? Just hook. They'll never dodge it. Sometimes you want that guarantee because you don't want to fuck up. And if you miss a hook, that's way worse than, you know, flashing, than, you know, not flashing with E. Well, sometimes, it depends. Depends if that kill is worth losing your flash for it. Because we're a tank now, and we're in the late game, don't need a flash, and we don't have anyone anyway, so the blind hook is good to go. We know our team's behind us, we know Shaco's closing in. We're doing this with the kind of idea that because Shaco is coming in, we know that he's going to sit over here and try and get some shots off while Shaco's frontlining. Too bad, Shaco didn't make it in time. I used this knowledge, and I queued him. And this is when I admit to you that none of that actually applied, and I was just drunk and got very lucky. Believe what you will. 10-0-1 now. Pinging the crap out of the Chemtech Drake. You can see the desperation. Here, I ping it once as a light reminder to my team who I have faith in. Even though we are, you know, they are one to this. Mundo, wanting that. He desperately wants that freaking soul, and he's just pings it 4 times. Alright. Okay. Okay, I don't like to backpedal on a stream, but I mean on a recording, but I will on a replay. So we see, you know, they are on Dragon. We want Dragon, and I'm gonna teleport onto this ward. I'm already teleporting onto it because we know Seraphine is here. It's close enough to the Dragon, and our team is around, but we want to save the Seraphine in the same movement. So we're gonna go ahead. You can see the Xerath's E was meant for me. Seraphine's more than fine. She's over there. They realize what's going on. They're gonna go back to Dragon. Okay. We got vision of it. I just popped my my blue trinket. Walking up to it, 4,400. Xayah is already moving out of the way. She knows what's happening here. Nyla's gone in. She doesn't want to be in that. And Nyla plays like a freaking frontliner, man. Anyway. I'm heading straight to Dragon. I queue in, so maybe it will steal it. No, Zed went in with W and Smite. He got it. Now I don't have a Q, which is really bad. I can't even queue in to get away from Xayah. Seraphine's ultimate didn't actually hit Xayah here. I thought it did. I'm going to walk up and flay. And that's going to stun her for long enough for us to literally kill her in seconds. Thresh doing so much damage right now. Actually, that's a lie. I'm lying. He doesn't do that much damage. We just happen to take the kill. He does enough damage. It's not... It doesn't top scoreboards. It used to with the old Sunfire. I found out I was doing a lot of damage. But if I'm not kind of in every fight and I'm up against literally a damage team while I'm building tank, nah. Smack these, the enemies are respawning, but we're so tanky it doesn't matter. You can see that I Lantern when Shaco walks up, just in case. It does mean that I don't have Lantern to save anyone who's going to die here, like our Nyla who's going to frontline because she likes doing that. I want to recall, but then Mundo is coming up, and then I'm trying to like get everyone to go away. I hook him to like, I don't know, hit him a bit, and then unfortunately I'm walking down while I'm trying to ping my team to like run away or something. And that's when I realized both of these guys are on me, and Gwen used her ultimate to slow me. Now we're going to get in the perma-slow of Mundo here. Luckily, we activated Ghost, and that ramp-up is really helping. We have Tenacity in our runes, I believe. No, we don't, but we're fine. The Ghost was just really powerful, and then Seraphine came in to help us at the end. So good, because otherwise that's an 1,000 gold shutdown to probably Mundo. Which wouldn't be that bad. He'd just get tankier, which doesn't really help him that much. 38 to 26, Baron is up, and there's a bit of a fork as we know that Dragon will come up. Okay, not too soon, clearly. But, yeah, constantly Baron versus Dragon kind of problem here. Here's this guy, he's trying to be an annoying clone. We're going to go ahead and pull that out. Although he happened to die to my pull. Now, their entire team are going to our raid boss, Vlad, who's going to take some time to die, because we know he's strong, we know he's got his blood pool. Plus his sustains. We're going to go ahead and shove it down mid a bit before walking up here. Now, I unfortunately end up in this, and our team is pushing mid. You see Nyla is really feeling the 1v1 with the enemy support, unfortunately, whereas the rest of us are trying to prevent her from dying by preventing reinforcements, but Xayah already recalled and went back to kill Nyla, which sucks. With a dragon coming up, we're wondering what's going on, so I'm like, hang on a minute, we spotted them on the ward, they're going to Baron, so I'm going to go have a look. They see me and they try to stop me. Then I remember, hang on, I'm freaking fresh top, I don't take damage, so we're just gonna try and keep vision on it. I've been pinging Z Smite and my W for that kind of like snatch and grab kind of play. Here I hit, oh, it was a clone. It was clone Shaco, but you know, all the same. I think it was a clone, I don't know. But good Z, he does like big damage onto Xayah there. Shaco's just fucked off. He just did not want any of this. He didn't want to die again. As well, we get Baron, and we're able to just, you know, the rest of them that didn't commit to giving up and didn't commit to stealing it, failed. Because they're in this awkward midway now, and they're just gonna get caught and killed. Now, I kind of ooga booga, fresh-brained, and thought the souls up top lane and went to go get them when we were kind of winning the game. And here we go. Throw a lantern in, Gwen emote. Game done. 27-minute replay, wow. Well, with some speed up, it's 33. We shaved 5 minutes off, but I spent so much time pausing and like explaining stuff that you probably already know if you've been playing for a while. And maybe you didn't if you aren't. In which case, don't take fresh top as like your saving grace, unless you want to, not saving grace, your idol. I don't know. Basically, fresh top is not a meta pick. It's not meta pick for a reason. Every pick that isn't meta for a reason, because there's like either better options, too many counters, or if there are too many counters, then it will never ever be able to see play. Like, sure, you can surprise them with a fresh top, but there's, like, what's that gonna do? It doesn't confer enough advantages in a surprise situation, and there's too many ways for it to be dealt with. If someone camps fresh top, you're fucked. If someone plays like a strong juggernaut, you're fucked. If someone Rift Heralds you, you're fucked. There's, you know. However, you can still apply powerful techniques with an off-meta champion, and I hope that this helped with that. I'm probably over-explaining right now, including this part right now. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. This is on the second channel, so you can find my main channel in a link in the description in case you haven't already subscribed to that, and you can subscribe to this one to support this channel, and hopefully we can get more uploads onto here, not just replay commentaries. I do have a plan now. Also, be sure to like the video, comment down below, and let me know if you prefer this kind of over-explaining in this kind of content. Or if you'd rather I was just haha zoom through the replay, funny, tell a joke. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.